think I heard somebody exclaim, shit. Our whole lives we chase this carrot and until we realize we're the ones holding the stick. Can you be anything other than what you experience? Can you be anything other than what you feel? Can you be anything other than what's arising right here, right now? Yeah, the mind might give you answers, but prove it. That's all I'm asking. It's showing you something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In fact, like when there's not that much resistance to really feel the intensity of whatever it is, it's paradoxically, it's very liberating because like whatever sensation is there, it's just like become the sensation and it's just sensation and it's wonderful.
It's wonderful it's wonderful to be able to sit with all of you in this way. There's definitely something energetic that seems to happen, some kind of amplification of presence or something it takes its own life. And I just wanted to say thank you again for being here. There's a lot of a lot of feeling coming up, which is it's actually really nice. And just wanted to say thank you again for being here. There is a very distinct feeling of tenderness in my experience with you. And I am willing to walk wherever you want to walk today. Whatever you'd like to share or any questions are welcome. Who would like to kick us off? Who has a question? Let's start with Swara.
Hey, Josh. Hey,
Hi.
everyone.
Hi.
I don't necessarily have a question, but I'm willing to explore this moment, and I'm feeling just really vulnerable and rattled inside.
Hmm. What do you notice about that feeling? What stands out?
Um, I just want to cry.
Hmm.
And I feel embarrassed about that too with everyone. But I just I don't know. When you talk about trading attainment for just being here now, that's I think I'm just feeling some frustration.
Hmm.
And like, what does it take, to get past this self-identification?
Yeah.
And um you know, when I listen, this morning I was having a beautiful sunrise walk, listening to some Angelo talks, and then YouTube randomly picks a talk to come in, and then it was about timelessness. And I don't know, there's something that agitates me. Like there's a wall of I think it's letting go of identification, or for how long I've been seeking, and letting go of the seeker, and like all that stuff. Like, what does it take, to push through? And
I get it. Um, the mind is really good at giving us kind of like it baits us, it dangles a carrot, you know? It's like our whole lives we chase this carrot and until we realize we're the ones holding the stick. It's it's so painfully simple that it's just this, 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 whatever this is. If that looks like the pain of resistance, that's it. If that looks like the struggle of wanting to move beyond something, that's also it. This. It's just so immediate. And the mind, it wants to reject that for some reason and say, nah, I can't be this. Anything but this. It's got to be that, or it's got to be over here, or it's got to be beyond. But I would just say maybe just for the moment, consider maybe there is no beyond. Does there have to be beyond? That's the attainment piece. It's like this imaginary substance that we're attempting to grab a hold of, but there's nothing there. It has no substance. So that tenderness that you're feeling, that the thing that wants to make you cry, that's it. And then the laughter, that's it. When the Heart Sutra specifically points this way, it says emptiness is form, form is also emptiness. Emptiness is no other than form, form is no other than emptiness. The pointing is about the appearances of our experience, all these expressions that we seem to be interacting with. It is inherently all the same thing. Imagine the universe were made of clay, and every once in a while a chunk pops off and it forms itself into a pine tree or something, and then another chunk pops off and forms itself into a seal. Another chunk pops off and forms itself into the sunrise. It's all essentially the same substance of experience, but it takes an infinitude of form. And because the mind is recognizing this form, or seems to, it wants to say, not that. But how could it not be? Can you be anything other than what you experience? And we can even simplify that just to make it a little bit more personal, I suppose we could say, more obvious. Can you be anything other than what you feel? Can you be anything other than what's arising right here, right now? And yeah, the mind might give you answers, but prove it. That's all I'm asking. What does a strawberry taste like, Swara? Can you express and tell me what it tastes like so I can taste it?
No, I cannot.
There's only one way to know, and that's to take a bite. That is the cue. And I know it's such a tricky one because the mind just feeds us with all these possibilities. And it's really good in that realm. Thought seems to play in the game of possibility. But really, all we can interact with, all we can just immerse into is right in front of us, what we're made of. I mean, this is why, even on a kinesthetic level, sometimes just putting your hand right here and just feeling that pulse, let it break you down. Let it make you cry. Let it bring you into feeling again, if that's what it takes. There's something about it. I sat with my girlfriend last night and we both cried while watching my octopus teacher.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's so beautiful because like you could tell they loved each other because they recognized they were each other. He kept saying, I can't help but feel I am invariably changed by coming into contact with this beautiful creature. And it's, of course, I am that. And so even this, in this moment, of course, how can I be anything other than you? There is only one face. And as that face expresses and smiles and looks concerned, that is it simultaneously experienced. There is no aloneness in this. There's nothing to push through. I promise. I know that's such a tricky pointing because it really feels like, well, this is it. Like the so then I do nothing, says the mind. It's not quite that either. You just stay with it as close as you can. It's almost like an impossible resolution because it doesn't really resolve in the way that the mind thinks it does. It's continuous transformation, a lava lamp of liquid color. I mean, that's what our sense of time is too. The mind fills in the gaps of the swirling nature of these shapes, the infinitude of potential. And then the mind creates these artificial stopping points and gives us a sense of time. It fills in the gaps. It's okay that that's happening. But I promise everything is okay. The mind can't know that because it's designed to solve problems, and therefore its purview of our existence is problematic. But what else is here that doesn't function that way? That's what I really want you to get closer to all the time. And I know it feels like a pain in the ass sometimes. I get it. I really do. But that's all there is.
I mean, thank you. That I feel more grounded instead of spun out, and I think like when you're speaking, I feel connected. In the way that you're speaking, I feel present. And I think this, like the example of this morning, I was feeling very expansive and connected, and I was driving, and someone did something inconsiderate, and I got pissed off, and I didn't flip him off, and I didn't act aggressively, but I probably gave him a negative vibey look, you know? Then I go through like, what happened to all that peace that I just was tapping into? Like, how real is that?
It
And I think that
transports.
that's, you know, so there's nothing wrong with getting pissed off at someone who's
Oh, th-
inconsiderate.
this is the piece that's so crucial is
Ugh.
whatever is evaluating what is happening is giving us a sense of right and wrong. It's forcing a duality. But what is is. So we look closer at that. Is getting pissed off mean anything? And the thing that's keeping track of that and attempting to force a sense of judgment and value on that is what's kind of creating it over and over and over again. It's strange, but that's what's happening.
Ugh.
The thing that wants to beat you up potentially about having a reaction is what's creating the reaction. It's a cycle. There's an addictive nature to these things. But what would it be to be so fully with that experience of being pissed off that now there's no longer an action that shows up externally? It's just this sensational experience. This
Mm,
is the Buddha's fire when he no longer twitched or moved while being lit on fire.
mm,
He feels it all, and that wakes us up. Every instant wakes us up. Every sensation wakes
yeah.
us up because there is no other. Or to put in a really technical way, and I know Jen will love this one because sometimes I'm a little wordy, but all of our reality is simply self-defining phenomena. It
Mm,
is what it is. There is no other. To put it another way, comparison is the thief of joy. So what is the mind comparing pissed off to? That's the thief of the joy. Could it possibly be that in the experience of feeling pissed off, there's joy there too? That's what we're experimenting with. And I promise you, it gets quite profound.
I think this whole spiritual ego is like really under
Like,
the spotlight right now,
it's
you
okay.
know. Ugh.
It's understandable. I mean, we there's a lot of pointings that kind of point us that direction. And there might be some reasoning behind that. There actually might be some pieces that can be valuable, but it's not quite as skilled as pointing to what's most immediate, because that's the only time we discover truth that is true, that is true, that is true.
Mm,
And in the midst of being pissed off, that's all you need to engage with. It's not about avoiding it, changing it, modifying it, or fixing it. You're just looking directly at the conditioning. So don't resist the resistance. Become it. And it goes moot when you be it. The sine wave collapses when you bring yourself into it.
mm.
And I promise there's attention already there. Nothing to fix. No problem.
Thank you.
Of course. Glad you got to visit today.
Me too.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see
This is great. What a great start.
you.
All right, looks like Elka. I think that's how you say it.
Is indeed how you say it. Um, hey Josh.
Hi.
So I'm kind of in the same boat as Swara. I guess my particular flavor is that um last January I did the silent retreat with Angelo, and I'm going, okay, I'm gonna practice after this. I'm gonna, and nothing ever happened. And I finally just threw my hands up in the air because I have a really hard time sitting in practice like meditation or anything. If I'm doing it by myself, I can make my way through a silent retreat just because the energy of the entire group holds me. But when I'm on my own, it's just one big forget about it. And so I threw my hands up in the air and I just went on with life. But I just, part of me still is very much so interested in this entire, whatever you want to label it, awakening thing. And so here I am. Perfectly mind identified. A few shadow things resolved, but or not resolved, but at least anyway. And it's just, part of me wants to go into the helpless child thing, tell me, oh great Josh, what to do, and part of me goes, and I hear what you're saying, and it sort of lands, but it doesn't land. And so how does one conduct herself?
There's two things that are coming up instantaneously. One is I'm sensing a type of intuition, and I don't, it's really up for you to come into contact with. But the first thing you bring up is something that's like a resistance to practice. So something is telling you something in that, but I don't really know. I can't give you a well-wrapped answer because it's not quite that way. But I would definitely encourage you to investigate what it is in the practice or not practice that's going on. Because it's not really about the object of the practice. It's about the relationship with the consideration. It's about the relationship with moving into something. There might be a resistance that shows up right there, and that will show you everything. So it's tricky because it's not really about meditation, nor is it about not meditation. It's something at the very point of where maybe you are moving into that something says no and attempts to divert and change. And that very thing right there is all that you need to take a look at. Be close to it because it's, first of all, showing you some aspect of conditioning, but also some aspect of true nature. So make no mistake, even mind identification has intuitive pieces. It's just distorted. There is no part of you that is not intuitive. There's no part of you that's actually not awake. It just seems that way. It's monopoly money. I know this is sometimes hard to hear. Go ahead.
Yeah, so when I sit down and I want to meditate, it's just instant mind train. And even, I mean, one time I was determined I'm gonna figure this meditation thing out, and that was many years ago. And I did like 15 minutes for 6 weeks straight, and it was mind train after mind train after mind train. It was so frustrating on some level. And the person who had kind of guided me towards it, she said, wow, I would have given up long before you did.
Okay, that says something about you too. Persistence. That's an admirable quality. It's an aspect of true nature. It's undeniable.
Yeah, but I haven't been able to persist in meditation, and just because it was so, it just added nothing to my life except judgment about not being able to have a little bit of peace and quiet, all these kinds of things that then come up.
Can we just go really immediate because I'm just noticing a few things. Can we do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you notice in your feeling space right now? Just the first thing that stands out.
Well, I'm moving up into my head and out of my body where I was earlier.
Can you bring a little bit of attention in? It's just something I'm noticing, and I don't know if it is anything, but watch when your breath changes. I've noticed you doing it a few times, and I don't know what it is, but it could be a soothing mechanism, which means something is starting to show up and something else is saying, no, thanks.
Mm.
Every once in a while, I've seen you go, in fact, before you use the word frustrated, you went like this.
Okay.
Frustrated.
Yeah, I've
I'm like, oh
noticed
my
that.
God. Oh my God. That means there's frustration arising and something saying no, thank you, and tamping it down. Right
Mm.
there, that's enough to explore. I mean, you don't even need meditation for that.
Right.
Something else I want to bring to your attention that this probably it would be good for a lot of people to hear. It's not a requirement, meditation. So if it's just not working for some reason, there's plenty of other things to engage with, and maybe you'll reapproach it at some point. But you don't have to do it. I promise. It's not like a magic key that like resolves all this other stuff. There are so many people that wake up that don't meditate. It just is a tool that can help us see something, but maybe that in that space, that mind goes crazy. Maybe that's just not a useful tool for you at the moment. That's okay. Full
Hmm.
permission not to use that tool. There's a lot of other tools at your disposal. And just know that everything that we point to or everything that we recommend is still just a tool. You are the way, you are the path. That's it. Whatever is here, that's it. Wherever your curiosity and your interest guides you, you have full support here. Full support. I met a guy who was from Nicaragua and he woke up by mopping floors. That's he was in the middle of mopping floors and he just kept like moving his attention into the mopping and he had an extreme awakening. This happens. It doesn't have to
Hmm.
be a particular way. Just a reminder. So, no need to force it. If it's just not ringing for you, if it's not resonating for you, that's okay. Can you be okay with how you are now?
Right
Just,
here, right now. Yeah, I feel pretty good. I mean, this is a lovely container. There's nice energy
yeah,
here amongst us, and so
you
yeah,
look
this
good.
is this is
You look
nice.
well. Yeah, you look well. Does there have to be an issue?
Apparently.
When you're laughing, where do you feel it? Where does it stem from?
My laughing comes from my gut area, somewhere down there, or maybe even a little lower.
I love it. Follow those little bits of attention as often as you can. It's a really simple way to approach this, but that's all you really need. Can you keep your attention there, and then when it wants to force into your head, just notice those thoughts and come back.
Okay.
I wish I could detect problem, but I don't.
Okay.
You have full permission not to use that particular tool. Be willing to be curious and explore everywhere. And my sense is it's probably right here, but the mind that says, no, 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 it needs to be through this venue, you know how it goes.
Hmm. Hmm.
You're not doing anything wrong. You're existing. You can't screw that up.
Okay.
Do your best to stay with those sensations if you can. And like I said, if maybe you become a little more curious around swallowing mechanisms, changing your breathing at all, you might start to notice that there is like a lot of a sensation that's bringing itself into awareness and something else wanting to stop that. And at some point, just watch for now. You don't have to do anything about it, but there might be a point where you challenge that soothing, and that's where it gets pretty profound.
I could totally see that. Just knowing myself and how I've meandered through life and all, I could totally see that.
I
Hmm.
also, for some reason, am detecting a really big value in just your expressing any of this right now. Like something in that, you know, there's something powerful about expression. It doesn't always have to be verbal, but it seems like life itself is expression. And so
Yeah,
there's
it
something
is.
to that too.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Nice to see you. All right, let's go, Sam.
Hey Josh, what's up, man?
What's happening?
Um, well, thank you for your vulnerability to with those two women. Actually, I was feeling that in my heart, and because I'm feeling very vulnerable these days, and like just listening to them, it made me feel at home pretty much. So thank you for that. And I don't know if I have a question or not, but it's I guess it's like 2 years or so in intense shadow work after the first shift and stuff. And like now it's getting like heavier and heavier in my experience.
Mhm.
And like now, uh, these past months, a lot of things happened in my life. And now it's everything upside down. And which is sort of funny because like it's forcing me to explore things that I've never been able to explore because I never had the opportunity to look into that because apparently everything was okay. And now sometimes I feel like when there is so much resistance to feeling what I feel like the body wants to feel. And maybe this is a narrative, this is just a narrative, but I feel like the body wants to feel like I'm a failure because deep down, sometimes and a lot of times in my life, I felt like that. And now, because of all the things that happened in my life, I lost my company a few months ago and a couple other things. I really want to feel that. But every time I try to go there, if there are thoughts trying to reframe the experience and try to make me feel happier or trying to and I'm seeing that as a dissociation or something like that. I'm seeing that as a coping mechanism not to really feel what needs to be felt. And I'm just carrying this heaviness with me for weeks. Or maybe there's I don't know if weeks, but whatever. And and I guess I'm maybe asking, well, how would you approach this
Mm.
because sometimes and even one more thing, like I even get to see my friends, sometimes I get jealous of them because like they can use thought to I don't know, to feel better, to reframe life situations, to make them feel more confident about life. And I used to be able to do that, and I cannot do that anymore.
Good
And
point.
it's just,
Yeah.
and I'm really feeling like the fuck, to be honest. Like, I
It,
don't know. I don't know.
you, you're in the chrysalis, you're in the cocoon. The life cycle of a butterfly, let's say. We start as caterpillars and we're tender and kind of not really very mobile, and at some point we move into the chrysalis, which is like a transition space. And in that space of transition, the caterpillar dissolves entirely. It turns into like a liquid, all of it, and then it reforms into a butterfly before breaking out of the shell. This transition is always our most tender. It's there's just a lot that goes on here. So the first thing I want to remind you of is you're okay, and I know it's a lot, and you have absolute empathy because there's a lot of intensity that shows up here. And there's a lot of us that says, I wish it used to be this way. I wish it was the way it used to be, rather. And you might find a statement in that that can be useful. Some a little bit of thought can be useful to kind of jostle some things here. For instance, like it's not fair. And as that you begin to kind of step into something like that, it may start to bring about an emotional sense, maybe a sensation. But this is a really good time for you to continue to pull from sensation, dig into sensation, and then pull back into that emotional tone. Because all emotion is transition from thought to sensation. It's in that middle strata between the two. And let it rip.
Yeah, that thing you said I'm feeling that in the body right now. Like that, just that thing, like a little push to open something. Like that it's not fair. I feel the immediate reaction when it's not fair. It's like some little kid wants to just feel this
That's it.
compassion somehow. It feels like because it feels like I don't know how to give the experience compassion somehow. It feels like I'm very harsh on myself somehow.
That's
And the
right.
moment you said that,
That's right, because it's not up to you. It is compassion inherently. Just a reminder, let it show you. It's an invitation now. Let that emotion pour if that's what it needs to be. And
yeah,
please trust the grief.
yeah,
The grief is the healing here. And you can feel this like when we come back into our truest self, that tenderness that comes out, it can lead to a lot of this. It could be a lot of crying for us. Crying is transforming. Not that it has to, but it likely will. Let that be the guide. Because at the end of every one of those heaves is stillness. Every single wave that crashes, it grows still
yeah,
again. It's showing you something.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, in fact, like when there's not that much resistance to really feel the intensity of whatever it is, it's paradoxically it's very liberating because like whatever sensation is there, it's
Absolutely.
somehow I become the sensation and it's just sensation and it's wonderful. The problem, quote unquote, is like when there is so much resistance for whatever reason, feels like something doesn't want to go there or something, but like
Understandable. And
and
just know that the resistance is the same thing. You can meet the resistance in the same way. That there, it doesn't,
okay.
resistance isn't an indication of something. It is the thing itself. The mind regards resistance as an indication that there's a next step to, but there isn't. It is everything itself, constantly transforming, taking another expression, another form. I am that. I am that, and be it. You are all of it. And in a human way, being very direct, this reality takes everything from the self. Every relationship, everything you could ever earn, everything you've ever thought, your entire story takes everything. But that doesn't mean you aren't all of it anyway.
Yeah.
And that can sometimes break us open to realize that everyone we love will be gone.
Yeah.
Feel that.
Yeah.
And you'll start to have a sense of timelessness because it's already gone. And here, the paradox plays itself out in infinite ways. Allow yourself to feel it all, here and gone.
Yeah.
Nice. Notice that breathing? That's fine. Just I want you to be aware of it too. Every time we attempt to stave it off, we're just postponing it a little bit. Not that there's anything wrong. We don't need to make a right or wrong, good or bad, but just watch these subtle somatic reactions we have to feeling. Big breath, swallowing, stretching, blinking, yawning, popping knuckles, anything that we're doing to make an adjustment, I just want you to become more familiar with.
Okay.
And
Okay.
don't alienate it. You're not doing anything wrong, man. It's just helping you realize the protector that is hiding behind the surface because it's been protecting
Yeah.
for so long. There's a point where you look at that protector and you say, it's okay. I got this. You can rest. And that small child, cold, alone, naked, weeps, and we weep with them into some sort of wholeness, is the best way to describe it. This is what the flower feels when it blooms. There you go. Just notice what happens when you go through that experience. And then you might start to ask some questions naturally. Do I need to tamp this down? Do I need to adjust this feeling? Do I need to fix it? Do I need to monitor it? Do I need to manage? and you will just naturally get closer. This is good shadow work right here. What you're doing right now, it's good enough.
Yeah.
Just ease in, man. You
Yeah, I
know,
feel the body way more open just by your listening to your words. Like
you're doing great,
it
dude.
really resonates in the body. It's like,
You're doing perfectly. I'm watching it in real time. This is it. Just nice and easy. You're cradled, you're safe. Just go, just nice and easy. It's like a
yeah,
hot tub, you know? Dip your toes in, get your ankles in,
yeah, yeah,
get your legs
yeah,
in, keep wiggling in until you let that water just roll over the shoulders. And it's just like that. Ah, thank you. It's like gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're doing great.
yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
Hmm.
thank you, man. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, something's opening for sure. Something's opening.
I see you. I see you.
Well,
Appreciate
yeah. Appreciate you, Josh.
you
Thank you
too.
very much. Thank you very
Appreciate that
much.
share. I
Thank
can
you.
already feel without even looking at faces that you've already started touching things for people. So thank you for opening this
Thank you,
for us
everybody.
right now. It's very much appreciated.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah.
Mm. Appreciate you, man.